Hi guys, and welcome once again to my YouTube channel. I am Choma also, and so many of you call me Chimi. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a very simple, useful, very functional face mask like I have here. You know, due to the coronavirus, there's been more and more need for people to use face masks to prevent themselves or help prevent others from contracting the coronavirus disease. So that's why I decided to do this tutorial. So if you want to see how I got this done, definitely keep watching. But also remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Alright, here I have my pattern paper about 7 inches in length and about 12 inches wide. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to fold my paper into two, and now I have about 6 inches. The actual measurement I need is 5 inches, so 1 inch is for seam allowance. So here I'm going to look for the middle of my pattern paper on the fold, the side that's on the fold, and since it's about 7 inches in length, the middle will be 3.5 inches. So I'm going to mark 3.5 inches. Next thing at the top, I'm going to go in by about 1.5 inches. And below, I'm going to go in by about 1 inch. You can use ½ inch if you want, or 1 inch is fine if you really want it to have a fitted look. So what I'm going to do next is to connect from the points down there to the midpoint. Okay, and then I'm also going to connect from the top there to the midpoint with a straight line. Now by the side, I'm going to come down by about 3 inches. And I'm going to connect with a straight line to the top, and also from the bottom I'm going to come up by about 1 inch. And then I'm also going to connect with a straight line. So next thing I'm going to do is to curve these parts, because it is better when it's a curve to give room for your eyes. So I'm just going to give this a curve. So next thing, I'm also going to give a slight curve to the front. That's where we have the fold. So I'm going to give a slight curve as well. Next, I'm going to cut out my pattern. So now I'm going to place my pattern on the fabric I'm going to be using. I would advise that you use a fabric that is 100% cotton. It will make it easier for you to breathe. We're also going to be using elastic, so you can use an elastic like mine. And I'm going to be cutting the elastic about 6.5 inches. I need 6 inches, but the half is for the seam allowance. So we need 2, 1 for each ear. So I'm going to be using muslin, or what we call calico, for this tutorial. This is because this is cotton and it's really soft and very breathable. You can also use any scrap fabric that you have, most especially if it is 100% cotton. I've created a lot using different cotton fabrics that I have. So this is a good use for your scrap fabric. You can also use interfacing like this for your face mask for extra protection if you want to, but for this I'm going to be using only 2 layers of fabric. You can make yours 3 to 4 layers, it just all depends on what you want. But the more layers you add, the more difficult it will be for you to braid. So I've cut this out using my muslin, and I have 4 layers now because I have 2 layers for each side, the main and then the lining. But I'm using the same fabric for both the main fabric and then for the lining. So now I'm on my sewing machine and I have my fabric and my elastic. So what you need to do is to attach your elastic to the face mask or to the fabric. You just come down 1/2 inch from the top so that you can sew through. So that 1/2 inch is for the seam allowance. Now you would connect it like this. Also you pin down the other side, leaving 1/2 inch below. I'm going to repeat this for the other side. So next thing, I'm going to sew the middle. I'm also going to repeat the same thing for the lining. Now I have something looking like this, and you can see it's all coming together already. So I just go ahead at this point to stitch down the elastic. So I repeat this process for the both sides. And you see, when you're stitching, your elastic should be facing the inside, not facing outside. So when I'm done stitching, this is what it should look like. And this is the other side. What I'm going to do now is to go to my ironing board and iron, open the seam. I'm going to be using my sewing arm that I showed you how to make in my previous video. It's going to be easier to iron this using a sewing arm. So now I have ironed it and this is how it's looking. I'm going to attach both of them together, and I'm just going to use a pin to pin the middle so that it stays in place, and then I'm going to stitch. Now I'm going to stitch the other side. So now I have it looking like this. I'm going to go ahead to turn it inside out. But before then, I'm just going to give small cuts like so. So this is the way it's looking at this point. I'm going to go ahead to iron it down. Now after giving it a good press, I have it looking like this. I'm going to go ahead to close up the opening I have. So I'll just push it in with my fingers, and then you can pin it down, and then I'll just do a stop stitch. So this is how it's looking. It's looking very neat. And then I'm going to repeat the same thing for the other side. Alright, so when I'm done, then I have my face mask all ready to use. Thank you for watching this video on how to create your own face mask. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to thumbs up this video and don't forget to subscribe for more videos. I will see you in my next video. Bye.